Hello and welcome to another episode of the Andrae Hawes Show. I'm your host, Andrae Hawes. Well, there's no guest this week, so this will be a really short episode. But first, I'm going to take a minute to promote my new website, which you can visit at andraehawes.com. The link will be in the description on YouTube, or you can just type it into the search bar in your browser. Now, today, I'll be discussing the rise of the Atlanta Falcons this season and how they've gone from a below average team to arguably a top 10 team. Well, it couldn't have been possible without the man himself, Kirk Cousins. Sorry, Desmond Ridder, but the 36-year-old quarterback coming off an Achilles tear has been absolutely phenomenal for Atlanta in the opening weeks of the season. Fifth in the league in yards and tied for sixth in touchdowns is enough to give the Dirty Birds a winning record. And realistically, they could actually be undefeated right now. Let's break down their two losses. First was in week 1 to the Steelers in what was a field goal fiesta for Pittsburgh. They didn't score any touchdowns, yet they managed to put up 18 points. That's 6 field goals. Atlanta had 1 field goal and 1 touchdown, so they lost by 8. But had the Falcons scored a touchdown at the end of the game and converted for 2, I think they could have won it in overtime. Now, their second loss, week 3 to Kansas City. Oh man, what a heartbreaker. It was such a good game that went down to the wire. And when the Falcons had the ball with 4 minutes left in the fourth, on third down in the red zone, Cousins threw it to Kyle Pitts, who was blasted by Chiefs defenders before the ball even got to him. They weren't even looking at the ball. Definitely should have been called pass interference. I still am pretty upset about that one. And the Chiefs end up winning by 5. Falcons should have won. And also the play calling wasn't so great on the last drive either, but still though, that doesn't change the fact that should have been DPI. Well, I don't want to focus on the losses too much. Let's shift over to the wins. They beat the 2023 finalists Eagles in Philly, and that's sort of what started the hype around the Dirty Birds this year. Following the KC game, they faced the rivals, the Saints, at home as kicker Younghoe Koo won the game for the Falcons with a 58-yarder at the end. Then came Tampa, who at that point were 3-1, looking dangerous. And well, Kirk Cousins exploded for 509 yards, a career high. And the Falcons picked up the win in overtime in a crucial matchup in the NFC South. And as of right now, they have the top spot in the division. They'll be playing Carolina tomorrow. How about that? Falcons have been on a roll this year. I also want to highlight a few other players, such as Drake London, who was tied for 7th in the NFL for receiving touchdowns. Well, he's been great and he owns nearly half of Kirk Cousins' passing touchdowns this year. Not to mention his age. He's only 23. Another young gem for the Falcons, Bijan Robinson, the running back, still has room to grow, although he's already putting up impressive numbers in just his second season in the league. How about 285 yards, tied for 17th in the league on 67 carries? He's 16th in that department. You could even throw Darnell Mooney in there, who will be 27 on the 29th. Overall, the Falcons just have such a bright future ahead of them. And how could I forget Michael Penix Jr.? Man, as soon as Cousins' playing days are over, he'll get that starting nod at QB. He's shown promising signs at his time at the University of Washington, leading the Huskies to the national championship a season ago. Also, I wanted to point something out. It seems as if the Falcons have been playing with a newfound chip on their shoulder, if you will. They've just played with such confidence. And it's a new mentality, basically, with Cousins coming in. They're killing it this year in about every aspect of the game. Well, guys, I said it would be short. I bet you didn't think it would be this short. But that is going to have to do it for this week's episode. I know it was, man, I apologize. Hopefully I can get a guest on next week. But till next time. And lastly, before I go, I'm going to go ahead and give my weekly shout-outs out to Ben Bowles, Brock Simpson, and Adeline Smith. If you want to get a shout-out in episode 3, all you have to do is subscribe on YouTube, like the video, and comment down below, and you'll get yourself a shout out. This has been episode 2 of the Andrae Hall Show. See you guys in episode 3.